Hi, so I am about to start this program that is actually offered for free at my work. It's called Naturally Slim. It's a weight loss program, and I just kind of decided that I wanted to do it. The way that it was marketed was more about healthy tips to get to be healthier, but also be able to eat what you want to eat and not restrict yourself. So, like with a lot of diets, you'll say like no carbs, no meat, no animal products at all. It just kind of depends on what you are going to do. So I decided to do this program because I was kind of interested in seeing what it entailed. It has weekly lessons, weekly video lessons. You have a workbook, which I will show you in a little bit. And it goes for 10 weeks. So I'm going to just show you the website really quickly. So I'm on week 1 right now, and you have to set in your current weight and then your goal. And then when you go to the learn section, you get your video. So, these are all the lessons for this week, and then you have a weekly pledge. So I haven't even started the first video yet, but I will be doing that. So this is one of the first things in your welcome packet, so you can actually download the app for Naturally Slim to do this on the go instead of just on your computer. It comes with potato chips and peanuts, measuring tape, which I have. Measuring tape is here, this wristband that you're supposed to wear. Taste every bite to remind yourself of why you're doing this, and then we have the Naturally Slim workbook that you use during the Naturally Slim program. A statement of liability, talk to your doctor and all that good stuff. They ask you to record your weight and the body measurements. They ask you to do it before you even start, but I did not. I lost the tape measure that came in the Naturally Slim box, and I don't like measuring myself. I think that it's not necessarily the best way to measure your success. And I didn't fill this out just because, I do know my lab values now, but chances are I'm not going to be getting any of the lab values afterwards, so I figured it's a waste of time, and some considerations, which I also didn't feel like filling out. Then these are all things that you fill out while you're watching the videos. Here is a food tasting exercise. They did send you a thing of Pringles, like a serving of Pringles, and a bag of peanuts. I don't really like Pringles that much, so I didn't want to do that. So I didn't eat any of the snacks just because it's I didn't really feel like doing that taste exercise. I just kind of got the point. And then when you should start eating, 4 different hunger levels that you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, and ideally they want you to wait until you're at a hunger level of 3, and the description of those hunger levels. They encourage drinking H2 orange, where you mix water and orange juice, but I just have no desire to do that. I love water. I have no need to add any sort of flavors to it. They do talk about avoiding wine just because it has a lot of sugar in it, but otherwise alcohol is okay in moderation. Took some notes, and then this is just like a follow-up. Remember to do these for your first week. And so that's kind of what my little notebook looks like. So I basically just finished week 1. I did take all week last week to go through all the videos and fill out the workbook, because it was 45 minutes to an hour worth of videos, so I didn't really want to just because I'm lazy, and this is partly why I'm doing this, I didn't want to sit down and just watch all of them in one go. And so I take public transportation to work, and so during the commute, I just would sit down, open a video or two, fill out the workbook, and so on. A lot of it wasn't actually new to me, except for, I guess, when they want you to start eating during the day. Usually it just kind of drink water when I feel hungry, just to make sure I'm not thirsty, that I'm actually hungry before I eat anything. But one of the things that they challenge you to do actually is not eat breakfast immediately after you get up in the morning for 3 to 4 days straight, just to see whether or not you're actually truly hungry when you wake up, or if you're actually hungry, 4 hours later, as an example, which has actually helped me not eat a lot in the morning. Not like I'm trying to restrict my food intake specifically, but more like I don't feel like I need to gorge myself in the morning, if that makes sense. So, I think that's been interesting, seeing how much I need to eat in the morning, or can eat in the morning. As an example, I actually have here on my desk, it's just a package. I have almost half of a Dunkin' Donuts breakfast sandwich, which is not the healthiest thing for you, but I usually would eat one in the morning before I even get to the park and ride for public transportation. And recently, ever since I started doing this last week, I've been able to eat maybe half of it, and I need to save the other half for later because I can't finish it. So I actually think it's really interesting, my appetite suppression over the last week. One thing that you need to do at the beginning of week 2, before you can start any of the videos or any of the other modules on their website or on the app for Naturally Slim, is I have to weigh myself and input the weight into either on the website or on the app. The problem that I have with this, I don't own a scale at home because I've never been focused on the actual weight I am. I've been more concerned about like losing fat, and like if I'm 150 pounds because I'm super toned, like that's fine with me. I am 150 to 155. I haven't weighed myself, so I don't know what I weigh. And I do have fat on my body, so I know that I can lose that weight. But I don't like focusing on the number. I did have a problem with an eating disorder as a teenager, where I was just trying to focus on the number and get to the lightest weight possible. And so I don't keep a scale in my house anymore. The nice thing is I do work at a hospital, so I have access to a lot of scales, but I don't like to weigh myself when people are around, so I kind of need to find a time to go over to the scale that I want to consistently use throughout this process, so that I have I'm using the same thing the entire 8 weeks of this program. I just don't want to be caught using it for myself, so that'll be a struggle, but I'll finally get my weight. I'll finally be able to do the other modules and then update later. I just weighed myself and I gained 4 pounds somehow. Oh god. So I started at 153 and now I am 157, so there's that greatness. And that's after subtracting 2 pounds for clothes, which is, so I guess I'll just have to work harder, huh? So I finished week 2. I finally watched the videos on Friday. Today's Saturday, and it was all kind of reiterating everything that we watched the first week, and then there was just a little bit more information, basically about hydration and how, like, usually when you're feeling hunger, you're thirsty, so try drinking water, which, like, none of this has been there, that much new to me, but they did talk about hunger savers. So instead of eating when you start to get between like the 4 levels of hunger, 1, 2, 3, and 4, when you are still in level 2 and you need to make it to level 3, which is going to be like you can't eat for at least an hour or whatever, but you're almost at level 3, you can have like 5 peanuts or a tablespoon of peanut butter, or all sorts of other options to tide you over until you can eat at a level 3. They want you to fight through level 2 because that is your maximum fat burning. which is why they want you to wait until level 3 hunger, which they describe in the videos. So I thought that was really interesting. I feel like I've dropped some weight this week, but I haven't weighed myself since Monday, day 1 of week 2. So I'll probably weigh myself again on day 1 of week 3, coming up in a couple of days. So yeah.